Yes, everyone, another video here from the Tokyo real estate man, and back in Vancouver right now. And I had a chance of going down to the sauna today, and I love to go to the sauna. One of the most popular videos on this channel is called the saunas of Vancouver. And I was having a chat with a man. He's a young man who's a skier, and he was telling me that a lot of his friends had a chance to go skiing in Japan this year because here in Whistler, or Whistler, I guess Whistler's owned with a bunch of resorts in the Vale Company, and there's a pass here called the Epic Pass for Whistler Blackcomb, and according to this gentleman, with this Epic season pass, you have access to certain mountains as well in Japan, and I was so excited to have that conversation because so much cultural sharing is going on right now, as the tourist boom has really been huge in Tokyo or in Japan this year. And I guess he had said a lot of his friends had gone skiing here this year in Japan because of this pass. And then I had a look at what this pass was right here, and you get access to a few mountains in Japan. And one of the mountains is in Hokkaido right there, and the other one is in Nagano, which is the Hakuba. We've covered them on this channel before. And it's just really excited to hear that a lot of young people who are skiers had a chance to do some skiing in Japan this year. And as you know, fans of this channel, I do have a country home in the mountains of Niigata, where my wife's family is from, and I thought that this would be a good end of the year sort of to look at some of the stuff that would be available here in Niigata right now. Anyhow, this is some different sort of pictures. I guess I didn't really look at it. I didn't really sort of jump deep down into the social media aspect of it. I thought that we could do a little bit of a more dive in and look at the real estate end of things. But you can see here, these are different sort of pictures. You see it here in the summer season, the Rutsu Mountain, and obviously there's some resort stuff there happening in Hokkaido. Very, very happy. It looks like there's a shield volcano there as well, and I'm just happy to cover it. Anyway, we'll cut over here to the main map, which is this one right here, and this is the sort of Yuzawa Valley that we're going to look at today. And the house that we're going to look at right here is this one for 980 mon. But before we do so, and this is actually in a place that's called Muikamachi, which means 6-day town. And then if I were to pull this map here, or just move it here a little bit, if I somehow push the button here, my wife's town of Tokamachi is right over here, okay? And as you come up this valley here toward this way, you get to the sort of main sort of ski area of Niigata, which is Yuzawa. However, I was kind of thinking that everybody, maybe you weren't gonna, the property that I did find here is really, I don't know if it's for everyday skiing. It's just a really good house at a really good price in a really good location. Here by the mountain here in Echigo, Yuzawa, there's no supply at all. And oh, there is one there. Look at that. I'm sorry, I looked earlier and nothing sort of came up. Anyhow, there's a couple. We could just click it on here and see what it is. So there is a house here, a 181 meter house for 650 mon. And then there's another one here. Not much supply at all here in the area though. And another one here, an 80 meter house, okay, for 580 mon. Anyhow, you see a pretty sparse sort of supply here. We'll come back here to the area that we're looking at, which is called 6-day town, or Muikamachi, which is in the next valley over from my wife's town. This of course is Yuzawa here, which is, we have to, basically everything in Niigata follows these river valleys. Here would be mountains on both sides, and that's basically the geography of the area. Anyway, I think this is this is the one house right there. You see it says right there Minami Ounuma, which is here in this area too. If we go here to the satellite picture, so you can understand the scape of it all. These are the houses in this sort of town here, this one we're going to look at right here. But these are the fabulous rice fields of Japan. And in Niigata, which is famous for its rice, this is the most famous area, which is called Ounuma. And we're going to look at this house right here, and you can see it's brilliant geography in a way, because on the valley floor you have agriculture or rice basically production, other mixed sort of, like even near my wife's house, my wife's father's house, there's a pork farm. But you see the agriculture in the valley, and then on the side of these sort of mountains you would see like ski resorts, and it's really very beautiful in all sort of seasons. Anyhow, let's cut over here to the listing. This is the one we looked at here. We're going to look at here, and of course this is the one for 980 man. You'd say in Japanese 980 man. Okay, anyhow, I got it open right here, and we can sort of cut on over. And this is going to be very faint for you to see. I think this house had as much as 275 meters, so about 3,000 square foot home, and obviously wood over 2 stories as depicted here in the picture. Anyway, we'll go through the pictures here, and this is the house in question right here, and you'll see right there that there is a garage right there with a very sort of driveway that will go straight into it. Also, but it is captured here in this sort of cluster. Looks like this is a little apartment building, cluster of homes here in the middle, but it does have street access for the parking straight into the garage. Anyhow, let's go through the pictures here, and I thought it was a very nice house. I think it was built in the early 1990s. Full kitchen, very nice. This is a very nice house. Tatami room. It's beautiful. Laundry hookups there with the senmendai, and I don't know, beautiful tiled washer. I mean, this would be a totally 1980s style tiled sort of washroom, done very well. And this house is just well maintained and looked after by its owner. It's great. I think it's great. And the angle on this video is yeah, like with all this sort of cross currents going on and everything like that, with the skiing and everything like this, maybe there's someone out there who's interested in getting a house in like Niigata near the ski hills too. So, and then it presents as such a great opportunity, because what is this? This is going to be like $70,000 US for a 3,000 square foot home. Anyway, we'll go through the details here of the listing right here, and you can see it is here. This is Muikamachi Eki, and it's 9 minutes away from the station right there. So it's in the actual Niigata Ken Ounuma, which should mean technically translates as the fish swamp, I guess. But you can imagine where the place names came from. Originally, there was along these river sort of valleys, there would be little swamps, and there would be fish, obviously the fish. And there's lots, when you go swimming in the place, you'll see that there's a lot of trout and fish in these sort of mountain streams and stuff like that. Anyhow, you can see 284 meters of land with 275 meters of internal building space. And it said here, I only saw in the sort of Madore, or the layout pictures, that it indicated 2 floors, but it says 3 floors, and that might be in that the garage is on the 1st floor. That's what I'm imagining. Built here in 1990, Shoyuken, which depicts or like indicates ownership of the land and anything above it. And presently, the owner is living in the house, so it's not an IKEA right now. So yeah, and you can see the owner has looked after this house, and I think that the price that they're asking for is very, very reasonable. Anyway, you see the house, as I mentioned, captured right here, and here was the sort of driveway area that it would be right there. And then but this was from the satellite map. If we come back here to the map, before we do so, maybe we should back out a little bit so you can see that in towns like this, and I was just there I think 2 weeks ago, you'd really want for nothing. There'll be a supermarket with everything. That this will be 8-minute or 9-minute walk away. Let's see what it is. If we indicate the route, what does it say right there? 6-minute walk, or half a kilometer. and you have parking, so in the wintertime when there's a lot of snow, you'd come back, you could easily bring your groceries back and forth just like that. Let's see if there's any others in the neighborhood as well. There's another one down here, and again, I was just there. You'd really want for nothing in these areas. They're really all these grocery stores and what have you are really well stocked. We can push the convenience store ones, and obviously there's an overload of convenience stores in Japan, and there is too there as well right there. But let's like move in a little bit closer to the house here so we can get an idea of the of what you're looking at in terms of a neighborhood. And I was just really right there a few weeks ago, not here but in Tokomachi, the next town over, and I just had a brilliant time. And you can see here how it sits on in the valley here with the mountains on the side, right there. Well, this was, I guess, was that building that was just right in front of it, and then this house, the house was right in here behind it. Hopefully we can see. There we are. I was right, and you can see here. This obviously was taken in the summertime, and just this is a lot of, I think. Through all the great drainage systems they have here, there is sort of almost a film almost of iron and stuff like that that comes off all the pipes and stuff like that. And like under here, this is a grate, and underneath this street right here will be a whole intricate system of almost aqueducts and piping that brings recycles the snow, which melts, and it goes into these rice fields, which are, I guess, the principal industry here in Muikamachi. But you can see the house right there, and you can see it looks to be like a double car garage. I can't really click in any closer than that, but you can see that there's a double car garage here, first floor, and a second floor, and possibly an attic, I could be guessing, or that could be the house in behind it. You can see the character of the neighborhood. It's really just really nice. Looks to be like a something that was a commercial store, or maybe even perhaps a restaurant that was built here during looks to be like the 1990s. If we were to come in here again, I could try to drop us on this one street over here. And I looked here earlier, and there was a new build here on this street, which was, I'm happy to see, which was this one right here. That was a newer build. So again, this is all just indicating where. Here are the aqueducts that I talked about with you. These are these intricate aqueduct systems that are here all over Niigata, and they not recycle, but they take the water, or that sort of frozen snow or water, and distributes it into these fields, and then those fields would flow, because this would be sitting at the top of Japan, and then that water would enter the river systems as well, and then flow into the rice fields right from this side of Niigata to the Nihon Japan sea side, which is the Nihonkai side, and on the other side of the mountains they would flow down the Tokyo way as well. So it's just a brilliant system. And that looks to be a house built in the late 1990s. Right there you see that there's a new build right here. This would be like right now. This would have been built like right now. And oh, it's a huge house, that one right there. And that's a form of living that people would live in these sort of small towns. It's known as the sanseitai or the niseitai, which is the generational housing. Anyhow, that gives you a little sort of an idea of the character of the neighborhood. But this is really important, because in areas like this, people, if you were to buy a house like this, that land is going to have, granted it's a piece of captured land, this stuff on the corners, on the edges, is sort of deemed a little bit more valuable. However, you can see right there that it's not a weakness into getting this house, for example, because a house like this one that has access like this one has right now can easily be rebuilt. It's not a saiken dekinai property, which means property that cannot be rebuilt. So this is a very good price, and it's really good deal. Someone coming from the Japanese domestic market, if there's someone inside Japan, we could just quickly look at the financing, what it would cost to finance something like this, or you can extrapolate from this as well. And think that if you were to buy someplace somewhere in Japan, what would your payments be? Okay, so this is 100,000 Canadian dollars, rounding off today. The yen was at 103 Canadian today, and in the US dollar is at 142 today. But with a 100,000, or this is 98,000, it's basically 98,000 Canadian dollars, or 100,000 dollars Canadian. Your mortgage payments every month would be $300 or $280 a month. Yeah, the numbers work. Does the numbers work though for you to make a living? That's another question. However, it's just meant to be like, that's a complicated end of it that people have to figure it out. But if you'd like to live near a ski town that's not on the A list but that's on the B list, something like this I think is a really good option for all you people that have had a chance to come to Japan over the last year because of this Whistler Vale Epic Pass. Maybe you'd like to live in Japan in the future. This is a look at the sort of real estate market here in Niigata. This was just a brilliant map explaining the geography of it all. We could pop up a little bit close. We don't need to necessarily look at properties all the time and just pick up the beauty of this here. This is the highway, or the road. It's not really a highway, but the road that I take. I would come in from Tokyo here, and then you take a left here, and this one goes through the mountain pass, and this is Tokamachi over here. And then here, right down here, this is the area of Yuzawa, or Echigo Yuzawa. You can see this is the sort of highest point right there, and this is the longest, super long 10-kilometer tunnel, and you come out of this tunnel and you come in here into the alpine ski area here of Echigo Yuzawa. Anyway, happy to bring you this video. Happy that there's a lot of sort of programs like this happening between even commercial ones. There's a lot of, over the years you can see there's a lot of places in the world that would have a sister city with Japan, Kaorizawa for example, and Vancouver and that kind of thing. But I'm happy to see that there's commercial sort of connections being made between big sort of ski companies like Whistler or Blackcomb and Vail. And some of these Japanese resorts. This is a Japanese, the main resort here in Yuzawa is Gara. It's I would say top A level resort, but it's just not in that sort of, it's not having its Gucci moment. It might have its Gucci moment in the future if this continues. Anyway, another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man. You're interested in a property in Japan, you can always come here to my Instagram, Tokyo Real Estate Man. You'll see all kinds of stuff. I'm also in the car business, so that's why the car one is there. There's a video that I released on YouTube, but I also going to make this Instagram. I'm going to make this more of a real estate sort of Japan-based Instagram sort of over time right now. Another avenue of getting hold of me here is at the website, tokyorealestateman.website. Two ways to get a hold of me here. There is a simple at the top of the page, my email address right there, or there's a contact box as well. Anyway, thank you for taking the time to watch another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man. Happy to talk about some ski options or some countryside options in Niigata, which is of course the area that my wife was born in, but I've had about a 20-year history now in Niigata, and I really consider it my sort of Japanese mountain hometown itself. いつもこのチャンネル見ている皆様ありがとうございます。今日の動画も終わりです。